everyone. It was another incredible day in markets and right on point, following through with everything that you heard me teach you yesterday in that class on accelerating your day in swing trading. Well, we've now started to see it come to fruition. Now, what specifically was that? Well, on the very left-hand side of the screen, you can see a daily chart of the S&P 500 E-minis. And you can see at the very hard right edge, we are seeing a small red candle right in and around the 5,316 area as the market ticks its way into the end of this trading session. At the very bottom of the screen, you're going to see, using the triple S subchart indicator or the triple S indicator itself, very clearly that we are getting a pullback on the triple S line back down to the center of the channel, exactly as described as a likely outcome. And finally, you've heard me say that I think that we have the potential to try for a higher high, but over 24 to 36 hours, we're very likely going to see that 4-hour chart, which is in a very extended condition, and you can see that in the sub chart right around here, that we're likely to pull back and refuel before we go up. Is the pullback started? Well, yes, indeed. Has the pullback completed? Well, that has to be an answer of no, not as of yet. I do have to say that there is still likely some downside risk, and that downside risk doesn't have to be traumatic, that is to be sure, but we've effectively come down about 30 points roughly from the session highs, and the order of magnitude of a pullback could be anywhere between 30 to 130 points, as I was mentioning to folks in the active trader room and on wealth charts earlier today. Now, one of the things that folks asked me to do after yesterday's class, and thank you for all the positive feedback, is to do it again and show me how I can take the triple S indicator and combine it with the champion trend pack. So what you can see on the hard right edge of the screen is my dome. I did have the chance to do some very purposeful one contract trading, very limited amount of time, and was still able to gross $250. What I was able to do in class today and in the active trader room was start to teach folks how I combine the triple S indicator with the champion trend pack toolkit. What you're looking at on screen right now is just a daily chart. We're not looking at a multi-time frame anymore, but we're looking at a daily chart of the S&P 500 E-minis. And in the subchart, you're seeing a new subchart. That is the Spike 2.0 tool. That's the very bottom subchart right down over here. Now, when you look at the on chart, you can see that we've got a champion trend and a champion cross buy zone. We've got breakout forecasters, and we are in a sequence of buy signals that has reached a resistive area, new highs, and a negative momentum shift appears on the candle at the hard right edge, top right hand side of the screen there. Now, the Spike 2.0 tool at the very bottom of the screen is telling me that we're starting to run out of high octane bullish fuel. We're still in a buy signal state, but we are likely to pull back and test one of the last several breakout forecasters. Now, one of the last several could be effectively, the third last one that would put us in and around the area of 5180. Now, that would obviously take care of that 130 points down from session highs today, but it's very typical for us to come down to the first to second, and that still takes us down into the 5220s, 5230-ish area. Now think about that, 5340s down to the 5220s or 30s. Well, that kind of a pullback would likely be met with a buying force off of a core support area. Now you can see that when you combine the champion trend pack, you've got a sequence of signals, and that sequence starts with the buy zone plaque right there from the champion trend, the champion cross opaque buy zone, the orange ball underprice wealth signal. Now we're at stage 2. Stage 1 was champion trend and champion cross. Stage 3 is at minimum having 2 breakout forecasters within a 3-bar radius. And to be very clear, we've not got a clean cessation of stage 3. What we do have, however, is exhaustion of that bullish fuel, a picture-perfect pattern, and that picture-perfect pattern on the triple S indicator is break above the center of the channel and then pull back down to the center of the channel with that triple S line. Now, this is following the plan. What's the next step over here? Well, the next step over here is joining me at a class that I'm going to be doing this Saturday. Folks have written in, called in, and so many of you have become Triple S students this week. Folks are asking, how do I take all my tools, combine them together, and get an even more powerful insight? Well, I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to be adding a slew of new material, and I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you this Saturday. I'm going to be there with you at 10 a.m. Eastern Time this Saturday, May the 18th, right over there. And I'm going to be teaching the class, adding examples, showing you how I use Rob's tools and combine them with my tools to get an even stronger edge in this market. Simply go to becomebettertrader.com/yes and join me at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And again, a big warm welcome to all of the new Triple S students, all of the new Wealth Chart Jumpstart members. Looking very much forward to continuing to share my insights with you and doing it all over again in tomorrow's market. And of course, doing the class again with very new material, with additions on how we combine things, and much more. It's a do not miss session this Saturday. Looking forward to sharing some time with you and giving you my best as always. And of course, Rob and team send their best to you. Have an incredible rest of your day and stay safe out there. Bye for now, all.